Monday night here in Lansing, Michael Cohen, 1320 WILS. Well, a new study finding that almost half of parents join Facebook for one primary reason: to spy on their kids, often checking their pages four or five times a week. But is that going too far, or should parents be this intrusive, maybe more? To find out, I'm joined by Mitch Butler. He's an online safety expert, the founder of ImageVision, a company that develops software that can track obscene and inappropriate cyber communications. That's ImageVision.com. Mitch, thank you for joining us on WILS.
You're welcome, Michael. Thank you for having me.
So about 17.5 million Facebook users are believed to be under the age of 13. Should parents be prying into their online activity this way?
I could ask your listeners this, do you care about where your kid at 16 takes the car for the first time? Do you give them driver's education before they take the car? Do you teach them not to play with fire as a toddler or in the street? Where's the classes on how kids should behave in the online world? And you see in a wireless carrier store, the parent gets that smartphone, hands it to the kid is off and running in the Wild Wild West.
Well, we certainly have a lot of these campaigns now warning kids about doing inappropriate things online, how it can stay with them forever. Do you consider parents doing anything that might be going too far, or should they really be as intrusive as possible and looking at what their kids are doing every day?
From a standpoint of, I think your kids give you indications of whether you should really be looking every day or whether, you just need to be aware. I think that's really the biggest point of being aware with what's going on. Myself as a kid in high school, I'd come home, if I went down the hall and shut the door, my mom knew right away. I better go check and make sure everything's okay. Today, if your kid is actively on social media and all of a sudden their Facebook account activity goes to basically nil and none, and you have a parental guidance tool that's showing you what your activity is for your kid, and you notice there's a sudden drop, shouldn't that be an indicator that, wow, maybe I should check with my kid, is everything okay? Because that could very well indicate cyberbullying is going on. And that's where our company has developed for parents to be able to not have to be their friend of their kid on Facebook. We provide a monitoring tool that says, hey, once a day, we will give you a summary report of their posts, of images that are uploaded, privacy watch, and that way the parent doesn't have to live in Facebook wary about what their kid's doing. It's, hey, here's some information. Let the parent decide then what's appropriate that needs to be discussed. But again, it goes back to allowing the parent to be aware, just like they're aware of their kid in the real physical world.
Now, kids probably nowadays know that their parents may have software. They may even be told that there's software on their computer that lets the parents know what's happening. Are there ways kids are somehow getting around some of this stuff and doing inappropriate things that their parents are not able to track?
Oh, sure. And there's several studies that have been coming out over the last couple of months, and one of them that comes from McAfee, the security software company. Their survey shows that, think about this, out of a group of 10 kids, 7 of them have indicated that they have hidden their online activity from their parents. And that's up from the previous year from 45%. So 4 or 5 kids, now it's 7 kids out of 10. And, it has to do with their activity, sure. At the same time, other surveys are coming out saying that 50% of their kids would change their online behavior if they knew their parents were watching.
Now, your company, ImageVision, you make this software that, keeps an eye on things like sexting. Do you view that to be kind of the biggest problem and biggest concern when it comes to teens?
Well, that's definitely one of the biggest online or wireless connected device issues that's out there. But again, that's between typically 1 to 2 people. It's a direct correlation, but it's the cyberbullying that happens on Facebook. The year before, so 2011, over 1 million kids were cyberbullied, and this was what was reported, harassed, and cyberbullied on Facebook alone. And so again, it goes back to the parent being aware and knowing that, if you're a parent, you're pulling up to school to pick up your kid, and there's 4 of them standing there, 1 of the 4 kids have been cyberbullied
What is a parent to do, though? If their child's being cyberbullied, it's happening online, it's really beyond anybody's control. What is a parent to do?
if I was ever going to be bullied, it was on the playground, and I knew who was bullying me. And I get advice from my parents. Do I hit first? They hit first? What's going on there? Same thing here. It's about the parent having a dialogue with their kid about, hey, this is permanent when you post a particular anything, but before you post a message or an image, think about the fact that yes, you could take it down, but how many people have already seen it, screenshotted it, forwarded it on, et cetera, so it lives out there whether you want it to die or not.
ImageVision, how does it work in the sense, how does it track obscene images and these kinds of cyber communications?
We develop software, and it's mathematical computations of what is in an image. And we teach computers how to see the famous movie The Matrix and the ones and zeros. And so what we're doing is we're training our software engines to recognize what we call amateur nudity, body parts that are exposed. And then what we do with the big social media companies that we provide and sell our software to is we provide them the automated process to be able to block that content before it ever gets posted.
Interesting. So it actually sees what, I guess, inappropriate body parts look like and are and doesn't allow it to go online. That's, something I'm sure would be quite beneficial to a lot of folks. Mitch Butler, he is the founder of ImageVision. Find him online at ImageVision.com. Mitch, thanks for joining us on WILS tonight.
Thank you, Michael.